Okay, so let's welcome chị Tâm Phúc, okay, who will be sharing with us the knowledge on the philosophy of root education. Chị Tâm Phúc is Mr. There's a question in the chat. Dr. Tuấn say how does choices in width relate to McFadden choices models and utilities? I'm afraid I don't know. Okay, okay, um, so that if there are other philosophy out there that are that is that wonderful. Um, the teachers and the masters have basically they've studied many different philosophy, and they have accumulated and acquired and collected what they consider to be beneficial and favorable to other people. And so here in the choices in the formula for the root cause of life, to answer Dr. Tuan's question, it's just simple. Okay. Um, okay. Excellent. Yeah. So Tony Robbins, those are people who were very successful at causing people to transform and have a deeper understanding and mastery of life. Excellent. Excellent. Okay. Here we just make it simple. We just help the person come to the recognition that the outcome in life came about as a result of their choices. Um, Excellent. Okay, so and we simplify it. We simplify it so that the person can come to an understanding quickly, and then rise above life's adversities. Okay. So thank you, Dr. Tuan and Jitan, for your comment on the chat. Okay. Let's have Jifuk give us a
Oh,
sharing.
okay, right. I don't see myself. I only see the second camera.
Okay. So
Uh,
so on your on so first of all, let's see if we stop this. Okay, now I stopped the sharing, but now your normal camera is in the wrong camera. So can you change this one? Is there a button? There you go. So now you see yourself. Now you hit the share button and then you share the advance. Share, go to advance, and then second camera. Okay, you can change the camera. Click again.
um, I did, but it's going to this.
Then you're gonna have to go back to the video setting, adjust back video setting next to your
Yeah, it's
videos.
okay now. It's okay now.
There you go. Okay, good, perfect, perfect. No, don't change anything.
Mhm.
Oh, it's okay now. Okay. Okay. So, hello everyone. My name is Tâm Phúc. My identification code is 6781, and I'm from the house 339. So, first of all, I would like to say thank you to Thầy Frank, who have been diligently and wholeheartedly, like every week or every day in the men's group in the morning. He's uh, with us and sharing and leading us on the way to become an inner being consultant. So I would like to um, share my deeply appreciation to him and all of the my classmates. So today I would like to um, share one of the very profound knowledge is about the formula of the root cause of life. And to start, I would like to a quick saying about the three appropriate reference system. So the three appropriate reference system explain the light root cause aligning with the science, religion, and the moral philosophy. And um, the moral philosophy using no, I'm sorry. The science. So today I will talk about the science perspective, and represent for the science perspective is the formula of the root cause of life. So I'm going to write down on a paper a word. It's called it is the outcome. This is the outcome. So, if I say in our life, whatever we have in this present, is the outcome of what we have. This comes from I'm sorry,
this is where you ask.
excuse
This is
me.
where you ask people. Okay, this is the interaction part. Okay, you say, okay, this is the out. Where we are today is the outcome. Okay.
Yes. So where we are today is the outcome.
Okay.
And if you would pick a word
that will lead to that outcome, yeah.
How do we get into this outcome? If you pick a word, can you give me just one word?
Okay.
So I'm going to draw an arrow here. So we trace back to the cause.
The arrow is reversed. The arrow is the other way. Lead to the outcome.
Yes.
No.
So, Jisoo, can you give me a word? What word that leads to our outcome?
Yeah, what I did in the past lead to the outcome today.
Yes. Give me a word.
Choices.
Yes. Thank you so much. So that would be choices. So I'm going to use another choice.
Your arrow need to point toward the outcome. From the choices to the outcome. Your arrow is backward. Fix the arrow.
Okay. So thank you for noting this.
There you go.
Okay. So, and why do we make that choice? Why do we make that choice? Is it because we like it, or because it's suitable for us, right? For example, like today, Jisoo wearing a pink, beautiful jacket, and because you like it, right, Jisoo? So, like,
Yes.
or suitable. Okay. So sometimes when we make a choice, if it's come out perfectly, and we usually saying, "Oh, because I make that choice, so I have that good outcome." But what if it's become unpleasant, and we tendency to blame on other, or we contribute to other choice, right? So the choice is not really sometimes it's not really get into the outcome. So the expert saying that sometimes the expert saying that to make that choices is determined by the personality. So personality. Personality. Oh, so right here, I would like to say, when we get into an outcome, and we will understand that the originates of life that come from us. It originates from ourselves. So the source of life or the the roots of life is come from me, but it's not my fault because at that moment we didn't know any better because our inner awareness is at that level. So whatever that we make a decision there to choose anything that we want is that's what correct. So then it it's coming to another saying that if we want to change the circumstances or we want to change the outcome, change your personality. But actually, personality is that really got into the good outcome because they the experts saying that some of the wealthy people and the poor people they actually is not really um, get into because they have different personality. The personality is not fixed. So the personality actually is not the um, the last the last uh, is not the reason to get into the outcome. So then they look back into um, why people have that personality. And then they recognize as it is a habit. It is the habit. Um, so the habits will create a personality. But what is the good? Is it a good habit? Get into will lead into the good outcome, and that's also not the right answer. So the um they trade back into why do they have that habit, and then it's got into um the accent, the accent. So the accent determine the habit, but then the accent is also not the last step, and they try back and what determine the accent. What is determine the accent? It will be the thought. Be the thought. But what to create the thought and what determine the thought? And the experts found out that the belief inside of um, the belief inside of everyone will be shape the thought. So I'm going to circle this and have arrow here. So I write out shape right here. So right here we get into a two concept that the inner belief and the consciousness, the consonant desire, the inner belief and the consonant desire. So the inner belief is, so I'm going with the consonant desire first. So what is the consonant desire? That is what we want and what we always saying that we want that. But the inner belief is the one that creates in our mind that from inside of us that we have an image of us all the time. That the image that we keep in our mind, and sometimes luckily that we have the consonant desire and the inner belief um, are aligned together, and that will make a great outcome. But if the inner desire and the inner belief and the consonant desire are misalignment, So and then the inner belief always prevail, always win over the personal desire. It's because the inner belief holding a very strong image inside. So I'm going to write down the image. So the image is represent the. So I would say the belief is represent for the image, because the image that we are cultivate every day, even from the countless lifetime, about what we hear, what we see, what we talk, and what we know. So these four primary input that we cultivate every day in our daily life or from the countless lifetime that create the image in our mind. And we believe that image. So the image represent for the belief represent for our image. So I would say when we believe about something and we make a decision about that. So I'm going to have a connection here between the belief and the choices. So when we have the four primary input, what we hear, what we see, what we talk, and what we know, create the image in our mind, and then it's represented by our belief. And then when we make a decision about anything, that's a choices, and then it led to the outcome. So I would like to say the image in our mind, the seed in our mind, the seed of the image in our mind is the one that it is the cause, it is the root of life. So if we want to, so after we know that the image is the root, so we know that the image is the root of life. What do we do? What do we want for our outcome? Because we have a formula that clear image equal outcome. So I'm going to write down clear image equal outcome. It is amazing because when we have a clear image in our mind, we will have an outcome. So why don't we set up a great, a good, a beautiful image in our mind? Then we have a good outcome. But how do we create the good image that then is going into the four input, the hear, see, talk, and know, right? So we should have controlling what we hear, what we see, and then modifying what we talk, what we said, and what we know. So from that, we will create a good image, a clear image, and then we have a desired outcome. So we have from that, we got into the conclusion that when we change the image, we change life. Change image. will change life. So this is a very, very beautiful conclusion that when we know that if we change the image that we have in our mind, we will change life. So if we have a bad relationship, we want to change that relationship into a beautiful relationship, what do? We change the image of that person by cultivating our hearing, seeing, talking, and knowing about that person. So if you do, is there anyone want to change anything in the relationship? Can I interact with anyone? Can I Jisoo, I see you beautiful smile. So can you pick a person that you think that you don't have a very good relationship with, and give me 5 words about that person.
You want to ask the participant to pick 1 or 2 important person in their life. Important
okay.
person. Yeah, it has to be important enough. You don't want to work on somebody who's not important. Okay, so
Okay.
those
So,
images is very clear. So yeah, ask a person to find 2 people, 1 or 2 people that are very important to them, and write
yes.
down
So
5 words.
just yeah, two person. Or give me one first. That's very important to you, and give me 5 words that's right about them. Just no thinking. Just do it from the inner truth.
Yes, so I will choose my mom.
Yes.
And 5 words. The first word is love.
Okay.
And the second word is care.
Okay.
The third word is the third word is fear. Fear.
Fear.
Yeah.
Fear.
Fear.
Okay.
And yeah. The fourth one is the fourth one is
What's he fear about? Like
he
she fear
fear
about
a lot of things. Yeah.
Fearful, right? Worry about
Fearful.
a lot of things. Fearful.
Yeah.
what did I say, Frank? Fearful?
Yeah, right. Is that what you're trying to say, Jisoo? Fearful. She's
Like
afraid of
this?
many
Fearful.
things.
That means yeah. How many fear?
Okay.
Can fear for everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she fear about life, about health, about financial. What you
About her children, about her the children of her daughter, her son
Okay.
also, and he fear about
Okay. So she
the
care about them and she want to be good, right? Okay. Do you have other words? We have 3 already. Love, care, fearful.
and desire to learn. I don't
Desire to.
know desire to learn. Yeah.
So she want to learn about new thing, right? That's good.
So what's the problem?
Yeah.
There's no problem.
Love herself.
Huh? Excuse me.
She loves herself. She loves herself. Okay.
Yeah.
Love herself.
Yeah. Love herself. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So all of these, do you see that she love other people, she care about other people, but she also like afraid about things in life. She care for her children and other things, and she have desire to learn and she love herself. So all these that you think that because that how she is, that she label it that people see that she have all these, or you think that it's come from your mind?
From my mind. Yeah.
Yeah, so that we learn, right? Actually, that's true. It's true. Because you can everyone uh so they say everyone have an emptiness. Um, because you can see her like this, but maybe your sister won't see like this, but your sister maybe have some other awesome thing about your mom, and everyone look at um one person differently because everyone uh have an emptiness that they can be someone, but they can be no one, but they can be anyone. um so to make this clear, I'm going to tell you a story about um, the image that create in our mind from what we hear, what we see, what we talk, and what we know. So it's called the Pan story from Michael Roach. So if I holding this object in my hand, what do you see?
A pen.
Yes, this is a pen. But if I given this in front of the dog and I'm doing this, do you think what the dog will do with this object?
Yeah, they play. He play with the with
Yes,
it.
he may bite or he may ignore it because he doesn't see it's a writing tool. He sees it's a pen, right? So if I place this object in an empty room and no one there, the dog is not there, the human is not there, what it will become to?
Yeah, nothing.
Yes, it's nothing. It's nothing because no observer to identify or to call it, to name it. But it's nothing. It's not because it's not exist. It's just because it's no one there, right? So it's showing this object have an emptiness. It means it can be a pet, it can be a chewing toy for the dog, but it can be nothing. So if we apply that into a human, it's the same thing. With this person, it may be a very lovely care, but to another person, it will be maybe another word to describe your mom. It can be faithful or hardworking, something like that. Everyone look at an object is differently. So that's why the image in our mind, the image in our minds is designed. The image in our mind that we put in from daily life, from hearing, seeing, talking, and knowing, that make we believe to make to make a choice, and then it go into the outcome. Thank you so much that my
Yeah,
sharing for
thank
today.
you. Thank you, cô Phúc.
Thank you for
Wow,
interacting with.
that was very nice, Tam. I
Thank you.
enjoyed that.
Yeah, that is amazing. Especially if you are willing to attempt the story of the pen. Okay, that goes to say that goes to show your degree of understanding and maturity with respect to the knowledge. Okay, if you attempt the story of the pen, that shows that you're pretty close to mastery of the knowledge. This is an important Zen moment. The story of the pen is a Zen transformation. Okay, and when you say it, you gotta be very careful with what you say and how you say it. This is where you really have to pick and choose your word very carefully. Don't say this object, because when you say this object, you already give it a meaning. Okay, so don't say. So this is a competency. This is a mentor, inner being specialist competency I'm talking about. What is this? The moment you say what is this, it's already empty. Okay, you are creating that emptiness in the participant's mind. If you say what is this object, then you already give it some meaning. You say, what is this I'm holding? Okay, this is when you really, you yourself has to be very balanced. This is a Zen moment, and you as a inner being specialist, at this moment you yourself have to be empty. You have to be very balanced. Don't let your emotion, your fears, your worries about getting it right. Pay attention. This is where you know the hearing, know the seeing, know the talking. Okay, so you say, what is this? Okay, give it a moment, a pause. And then give other people a chance to think. Okay? You say, what is this? And whether they answer you directly or they answer in their mind, you can say, okay, well, to me it is a pen or a marker, because I use it to write or to mark. Okay, this is where you want to take it slow. What is this? Somebody may say a pen or a marker. Okay, yes, it is a pen or a marker because we use it to write or mark. Okay, you make that conclusion. Get the agreement. Once again, you ask the inquiry, you ask the question, establish an inquiry. Establish an inquiry and answer the question. Help a person make the connection A to B. Okay? And the next part is important. You have to set up the context for the other image. Imagine, you say, imagine there is another intelligent animal, because we're making a connection. Human being is an intelligent animal. You say, imagine there is another intelligent animal who live with human beings, okay, such as a puppy dog. Okay, imagine there's another intelligent animal who live with human being. Okay, when you say that, it makes the connection. Oh yeah, this is an intelligent animal. They know human being. They understand that. They interact with us all the time. They live with us, right? So presupposes that they would observe it to be the same thing. But you break that perception by saying, okay, imagine there's an intelligent animal that lives with human being, such as a puppy dog. And then you go, if the puppy dog were to see this, once again, you don't say this pen, it's this, that emptiness. If the puppy dog were to see this, what would the puppy dog do with it? Okay, if the puppy dog were to say this, what would the puppy dog do with it? And a participant would say, or if they don't say it, they say, well, we assume the puppy dog will probably chew on it or play with it. We just assume. We're not puppy dog. There's no way for us to know, right? We cannot make that concrete, but we can make an assumption. Okay, we assume that there's an intelligent animal who lives with us. The intelligent animal will see this, and maybe they'll play with it, or they will chew on it. Okay, because it may think of it as a bone or a toy. This is just assumption. Okay, it may think of it as a bone or a toy. Okay, you and I, we think this is a pen or a marker because we write with it. A puppy dog may think of this as a bone or a toy, and it may chew on it or play with it. So the next part is important. You have to ask the question again. Get the agreement. Who's right? Who's right?
Yeah,
are we right, or is the dog right? Some people may say we're both right. Some people may insist that we are right. That's fine too. Okay. Okay. You leave that question open. You say, who's right? Okay. Most people would agree that we're both right. Okay. It is both a pen as well as a toy or a bone. And then the next part, you establish another emptiness again. If I were to set this down, don't say I set this pen down, don't say that I set this toy down, I set this down. There's an emptiness there. I set this down, I leave the room, the puppy dog leaves the room. Okay, you're painting a mental image. We are painting the mental image. I leave the room, the puppy dog leaves the room, you all leave the room. What is this? That is another Zen moment. Okay? This is where we may have different answers. Different people would say, still a pen, whatever. But some people may get it. Okay, out of a Zoom, this is like, I think our Zoom has 13 people. If you're lucky, you may have a Zoom of 100 people. Somebody may get it. Somebody may experience that moment of Zen where they realize it is nothing. You say, it is nothing. But you also have to affirm, a human intelligence, where they say, it is nothing not because it doesn't exist. It exists. Okay? It is nothing not because it doesn't exist. It is nothing because nobody is there to perceive it. I'm not there, the puppy dog is not there, so essentially it is nothing. Okay? And then you repaint the picture. I go back into the room, I pick this up, the dog go back into the room. To me it is what? It is a pen or a marker. To the dog it is a bone or a toy. And so by now, some people will get that, there are, this have two different meanings depending on the observer. Right? So we can say, okay, it depends on the observer. And so we ask, okay, so the next one is important. Okay, you ask another question. This is another Zen question. What this is it dependent on itself, or is it depending on what's in our mind? Okay, that's an important question. You want to, what this is, what make this a pen, or what makes this a bone, what this is it dependent on itself, its own essence, or is it dependent on our mind? From inside out or from the outside in? And you can ask that. What this is it from the outside in, into our mind? Does it project itself into our mind to determine what it is? Or is it from within us projecting out that decide what it is? And then hopefully by then somebody will get it. Somebody will experience that Zen moment, that transformation, and they go, oh, okay, it is from my mind projecting out that determine what it is. Okay? Somebody will get that, it is in my mind that determine what it is. And so we draw the conclusion. Okay, this is when we draw the conclusion. We say that the essence of all things is emptiness. The essence of all things is emptiness. Okay? Or we can say that all things have the essence of emptiness. All things have the essence of emptiness. You want to write that down. Okay? All things have the essence of emptiness. Emptiness of what? Empty of meaning. Okay? Empty of meaning. Because the meaning comes not from itself, but from our own mind. So all things have the essence of emptiness. And the next point is important. You have to write this down. Because it has the essence of emptiness, In other words, it is essentially empty. It has unlimited potential. Because it is essentially empty, it has unlimited potential. A to B, B to C. And now you say C to D. Because it has unlimited potential, what can it be? You ask another question. This is another Zen question. Because it has unlimited potential, what can it be? You ask the participant, what can it be? What can this be? And then hopefully somebody will say, it can be, keyword here,
anyone.
anything.
Can be anyone.
It can be anything. Okay, we're talking about a thing. It can be anything. Because its essence is empty, it has unlimited potential. And because it has unlimited potential, it can be what? Anything. That's your punchline. That is a moment of realization, of transformation. And you can go with that. Okay, because it has unlimited potential, it can be a pen or a marker. And I write with it. It can be a toy or a bone, if a puppy dog were to perceive it. This can even be gold. This is a block of gold. If you say that statement, somebody will like, what are you talking about? You cause that little cognitive dissonance. They're like, what are you talking about? Then you have to prove it. You have to prove it. This is gold. See, if all I perceive this to be just a pen and a marker, then that's all that's all I can do with it. I can only write or mark with it. But if I see this as gold, then I can mass produce it. I can sell it, make a lot of money, and this is, to me, gold. It is also an instrument of value creation. Not only do I just write it or mark, but I am sharing knowledge. I use this instrument to share knowledge, and by way of sharing knowledge, somebody's life is going to change. This is an instrument of value creation. And it's gold if I choose to mass produce it. And so this, what it is, doesn't come from it. It comes from my own mental images. Okay? And once you can get the person to get that, oh, it comes from my mental image, then I can create whatever image I want. I can create it to be a gold. Or I can just make it a drumstick and play with it. Depend on what you want to do with it. Okay? And so we apply that same thing to another person. Okay? All things have the essence of emptiness. That means all people, other people, have the essence of the emptiness as well. My parents, my mom, my mother, my children, my colleagues, they are essentially empty. Because the people, we can say they are essentially no one. And because they are essentially no one, they have the potential to become anyone. So if we see someone as being fearful, is it because that person is fearful that impacted our own, mind, or is it our own mind that sees them as being fearful? And by now, the participant should have realized, oh, it is my own mind that I see my mom as fearful. But if I get that my mother is no one, if I get that my mother is no one, if I get that my mother is essentially no one, then she can become anyone. And because she can become anyone, I can create a mental image of my mother being, let's say, fearless. She can be fearless. She can be worry-free. At this moment, I am creating the possibility that my mother is fearless. At this moment, I am creating the possibility that my mother is courageous. And by doing that, do you immediately feel different about your mother? Do you immediately feel different about your mother now?
Yeah.
Yeah, guess what? Your reality has just changed. You have just experienced a transformation. If thinking of your mother as being fearful equates to something that is undesirable, right? It is undesirable. You don't want that. You don't want to think of your mother as being somebody that's fearful, right? It is undesirable outcome of life. Your relationship with your mother is characterized by you thinking that your mother is fearful. That is undesirable. We don't like that feeling. Our outcome in life is negative with respect to our mother. But by coming to the realization and the awareness that my mother is no one, therefore she can be anyone, and I can create the mental images of her being a fearless woman that I have just created. I have just shifted my outcome in life. My relationship with my mother is now going to be different. The next time I approach her, it's not going to be, oh, I'm approaching a fearful woman. No. Now you see your mother is courageous. You see your mother is fearless. And if you see your mother is fearless, what would that make available to you? That's my question to you. If you now see your mother as someone who is fearless, what would that make available to you? What would your life with her be like?
Just dreadful. I feel my my mother is fearful, so
Stress?
I dread. Yeah, I dreadful.
But
Yeah,
now you
yeah.
see your mother is no longer fearful. She's fearless. Okay, she's courageous. So what is your relationship with her gonna be like from now on when you meet your mother? Instead of stressful,
Yeah,
you get
no.
what? You get what? Instead of stressful, you get. How would you feel now that your
Yeah,
mother is a courageous woman?
yeah. So we'll come to the peace. Yeah,
Peace. Yes. Yeah.
peace. Yeah, the peace.
So you have peace. Immediately,
Yeah,
okay? Immediately, you have just transformed your relationship with your mother. You next time you meet her, you just feel peace. And guess what? Your peace is going to influence other people. She'll feel that you are. She'll feel that you are that you're at peace. That you are trusting and confident in her, and she will even become courageous and fearless herself. But it's not about her. It's about our own mind. Okay. You see the
yeah.
power of the interaction of the sharing on the pen. You have to take the time to slow down, step by step, line by line,
Mm.
question by question, get the agreement so that you can walk a person through the process of expanding their awareness, elevating their wisdom, and so that they will be able to experience a new reality. So as a mentor, when you walk into an interaction, whether it's just one single person or a Zoom full of people, we always anchor our heart in the transformation of another person, a positive transformation. So we know what we're saying, we are aware of what we're hearing, and everything that we say has an impact. Okay? What did you guys get out of that little interaction?
That's so good, Evan.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. So
In essence, all things are nothing.
Okay. Oh yeah, and there's a second one. Okay, the second one is because all things or other people have the essence of emptiness. Therefore, they have unlimited potential, and therefore they can be anyone or anything. You apply that to ourselves. Who I am is essentially no one. Okay, who I am is essentially no one, and therefore I can become anyone. Right? You want to write that down. You want to write that down or tell it to multiple people. Who I am is essentially no one. And because I am no one, I have the potential to become anyone. Who I am is essentially no one. Therefore, I can become anyone. And you want to close it up, put it in parentheses. If I am already someone, then I cannot be anyone else anymore. Okay? If I am already someone, then I cannot be anyone anymore. In other words, if I'm already a person who is sick, then I cannot be a healthy person. If I'm a person who is poor, then I cannot be rich. Okay? If I am unhappy, then I cannot be happy. But if I get that I am essentially no one, then I can become anyone. I can be healthy, I can be happy, I can be successful at anything. It comes from that emptiness, that nothingness, that you can invent a new possibility and a new reality in life. Just like this canvas, right? If the canvas has a bunch of pictures on it already, you gotta write like that. If it's already got a picture of who we are, then it's gonna be difficult to paint a new picture. But if you clear the canvas, who I am is essentially no one, then you can paint a new picture of who you want to be. And then hopefully by the time you get to that conclusion, we've already went through the belief part. Okay? Right, the belief part. Conscious, earlier Tâm Phúc was talking about the conscious. So there's a concept of conscious desire, where we all consciously desire things. I want to be this, I want to be that, I want to be happy, I want to be successful, I want to be healthy. But how come it doesn't work? How come my desire doesn't reflect what I want? Okay? And people struggle for many years wanting, but they never get there. It is because deep inside them, they don't believe it. I want this, but inner belief, right? I want to be rich, but I don't have enough money. I want to do business, but I don't have knowledge. I want a happy marriage, but I can't find anyone that is compatible with me. I want to be healthy, but I don't have time to exercise. So it is the inner belief, the but, that will overshadow the conscious desire, and so we never get it. Unless we understand that belief has two directions. This is our desire. Okay? This is aligned and against. Okay? If our belief aligns with our desire, we're going to get it. But if our belief is go against our desire, we're not going to get it. It's that simple. Okay? So if your inner belief is aligned with your desire, you're going to get it. If your belief goes against your desire, I want to be healthy, but I don't have time. So your belief is that you don't have time. And it brings back to principle of light. You can tie everything back. Okay, that's why this philosophy is just not about belief. This philosophy is just not about mental images. This philosophy is just not about any visualization. Okay, it is a whole system of knowledge that is built on top of one another. There is a foundational aspect to it, beginning with the principles and the laws. Okay, principle of alignment with desire, principle of alignment with the principle of light, and all that stuff. And I think it's a good time that I will go back and re-establish the foundation for you guys. Okay, starting with next week, we'll re-establish the foundation. We'll begin with day 1 of the Inner Being course. We'll talk about the principle of transformation. Okay, what we're talking about is principle of transformation, what it means to be a person who is ready and willing to change from the inside out. Okay, to become a bigger, more mature person. One who, instead of going through life trying to fix their problem, one who goes through life and stand above all of life's rising problems. Okay, so when you guys go back and review the videos and stuff like that, pay attention to the words and the way the words are being used. Okay, it is called imprinting, copying, basically exactly the same word. That's why I say, what is this? Don't say what is this object, what is this? Okay, that is the emptiness. And we only talk about this stuff in a mental class. Okay, so for those of you who are have never studied the Inner Being courses before, I highly invite you guys to try and catch my sharing during the week, or at least review the recording. Okay, let me post the link. So those of you want to copy this link down, I'm gonna post the link that I use. This one. Okay. This is the Zoom link is the one that we're gonna use for the weekday. It's going to be next Thursday, 9:30 in Vietnam, and then 6:30 in Pacific West Coast of United States and Canada. Okay. Before we close, let's try to get 1 or 2 lesson, impression, realization. Okay, that's really important. I need to know if you guys are getting anything. What is some lesson that you've learned? What is some impression that you've made today that you can apply to your life? And if any realization or transformation that you've experienced. Let's get 1 or 2 people, maybe 3 people, to share their lesson, impression, and realization.
What I've learned today, one of the impressions that I get is like with me sharing this morning. My belief is I can share.
Good.
But as I'm sharing that, I'm losing that belief as I'm sharing, because my words are getting mixed up. And now if I can keep that clear image, I can eliminate that belief that I can't do it. I can do it. So I think with more practice and more knowledge, I will do this. I believe I can do this, and it gives me a better image of myself too. That I am no one, but I can become someone.
Yeah, it is to be and not to be. To be and
Yes.
not to be. To be and not to be. The moment that we start to have anxiety and worry, that's the moment that we are stuck on some being that is undesirable. We're stuck on
Yes.
a way of being that is undesirable. That's the moment where you just release, I'm no one, and then you can re-establish that new identity the next moment. Okay?
Yes. Thank you, Frank.
Thank you so much, Ron. Okay, Jitan, please go ahead. You can unmute. I'm not hearing you, even though you unmute, something happened. I'm not hearing anything. There you go. I can hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, perfect. Thank you.
Okay, so but I cannot hear you. Okay. I think everybody can hear me now and I can hear you clearly.
Perfect,
I'm in the car.
Yeah,
yes, I'm in
excellent.
the car, and that's why it was transferring to the systems. That's why you cannot hear me. But thank you so much, everybody. Thank you for sharing. You did a wonderful job. You have done a wonderful job. Tâm Phúc, oh my God, I'm so impressed with your work. You did a wonderful job, especially with the story. So it seemed like like you show another level of sharing, and I learned a lot from you. Thank you, Thầy Frank, so much that for detail sharing how to do and step and how to break things to on a different level. And what I learned today is that is in when you're doing this, what I'm doing and I'm gonna do is that I thinking I'm gonna go back to each videos and write down just the bone of the sharing. It's like like this diagram with story go with what and how and what is the main point and main key in there. And I think that if we have that one page in front of us, it will help because the diagram is already the definitions of what it means, but the story sharing the interactions and the keyword, I think that what we have to have, if we have those and we keep practicing based on that bone, I think it will be wonderful. So that's what I learned today. That is very important one. I like the last slide that you have, the constant desire and the belief, the inner belief. Somehow you put those two together because normally we separate them out, and now you put in one page. It just I think it's like hit home for me. It's like a reminder. It's a wonderful reminder that what it is, right, is that the inner belief and the desire, because like I'm related to family issues or my own belief, like why I cannot be this way, why I cannot, even those, just like Dr. Fan had the questions. It's like, I have the same question like he does. That we go through life, have learned so much from many different teachers. I hear the same thing over and over again. Sometimes it doesn't hit me until I listen to Thầy Toàn. It hit me. It just hit me the right time because I am there at the mentally. I'm there. I'm ready for the lesson, and it hit me. But however, it's the next level that how do you apply to your life. You understanding. You have the information. You have to understanding it, and then it's gonna transform. And I think that I am where at the like how can I apply it to my life? And so when you sharing this today is a big aha moment. It's like that's how I should use this diagram, this picture to explaining these situations, or this is how I explaining the questions I have from other people, or I have the how I want to explain this situation to other people. So this diagram today is really helping me. So I'm very grateful, and thank you so much. Today I also learned that the root cause of life, that diagram, I don't know where to start. I don't know how to connect. I just want to jump into the image and believe right away. I just want to jump into the image because that is the key. That is the main key. And I want to go through the visualizations because I am at the stage that I need to change my image. In order for me to have the better image, I have to practice every day. And like some image that I don't have in order to see, but I don't see it every day. I don't interact with those people all the time. So what I do is I just have to create that image in within me, find that image and visualize it and practicing it. So I don't want to go directly to the image, but the way that you helping to from A to B, B to C, C to D to correct all, and it does helping. It's also helping me to explaining this to my kids because I try to show this diagram to my kids. I don't know where to start and how to start it. So the ABCD is a wonderful way of explaining it. So I'm very grateful for the lesson today. Thank you so much, everybody. Every Saturday, I'm gonna drive my kids to the activity. I'm sitting in the car and waiting for them. So I'm not sharing, but I was thinking, how can I share, like like today, like how can I share without camera and writing? So I don't know. We will figure this out. But thank you so much. And maybe if I'm not sharing, I would do the lesson at the end like this for everybody. All right, I appreciate it. I'm grateful. Thank you so much, everybody.
Yeah, that's a wonderful feedback. Okay, that kind of feedback is very very important for other people, especially the person who's doing the main sharing. They know if they're getting the point across. So the value you contribute with your lesson impression realization is tremendous. Okay, and if you're wondering how it is that Taitan and other masters are able to help people transform, it begins with the intention. Okay, the intention has to be very clear that the intention is to cause the transformation. The intention is not just to share knowledge, right? If you're just there to share knowledge and to spit out what you've learned, then that's exactly what you're gonna get. But if your intention is at the end of the day or at the end of the sharing, in fact, not the end of the sharing, but every part throughout the sharing, somebody is going to transform, somebody is going to expand their awareness, and then their life will change. So when you begin with that intention, which is a mental image, it's a form of mental image. It is the root cause of life at work. Okay, you begin that. Okay, my intention is that these people they're gonna have a new awareness about themselves. They're gonna be they're gonna have new mental images. They're gonna free themselves up from whatever constraint that's been holding them back. So it is the intention that we set at the beginning before we even speak the first word. And because of that intention, that we're going to cause a transformation for another person, people who can fall asleep and still transform. Right? Here you guys are in the mentor, so we go in mentor class, so we're going into the details and we're going into the specific on how to share and the details. But in the inner being course, people just take it easy. Some people just fall asleep, but they still transform. They might not know how or why, but they transform because the intention of the speaker is there for them. Okay, they will get A to B, B to C, C to D, to A to Z without even knowing how it worked, but they transform. So your intention is very important, and that is one of the key, if not the secret, to this methodology. You begin with an intention of transformation, not just knowledge. Knowledge is just in between. Okay, the knowledge is just the tool that we use to get to a person with another to another the level of awareness. Okay, so yeah, thank you so much for that feedback. Okay, turn over to Ron. Go ahead, Ron.
Yes, I just want to say I really like what Tang just said, that she likes the diagram. She doesn't know how to get to each part, but she just wants to do it. And that's my conscious desire, is to share like Frank. But I'm not Frank, I'm Ron. And my inner belief is I can share like Frank, but through Frank's sharing. And I that's my inner belief. I will be able to share like Frank, but I'm not Frank, I'm me. And that's my conscious desire, is to share.
Well, let me see if I can help you clarify that desire. Okay, if your desire is to share like Frank, or if your desire is to share like Ron, then that's the outcome you're gonna get. You're just gonna get a chance to share, and that's it. But
And the more I share, the more
right,
my sharing will get better.
right.
And
But
yes,
what's the point of sharing? Why would you want to bother wasting time sharing? What's the point?
what's the point of sharing? Because
Yeah.
I want to share this knowledge to other people.
Why do you want to share the
And
knowledge to other
to
people?
clarify, pardon me,
Why do you want to share the knowledge to other people?
to have a better life,
Whose
a
life?
better life for everyone, and a better life for myself.
Okay. Yeah. So that's why it's important for me to ask those questions, to have those intentions very clear. Okay. Yeah, we are doing this because your life depends on it.
Yeah.
Right? It's different than I just want to share this like Frank. You see the two difference?
Yeah.
There's immediately there's a shift in awareness right there. One is I just want to share it, whether I share it like Frank or I share it like Thầy Toàn or share it like the way I share. That's just sharing, but there's not a lot of weight or important in just I want to share. But
Mhm.
I'm doing this because my life depends on it. And other people's life depend on it. It's a life and death situation, or whatever. You see
Yeah.
you see the severity, the impact once you can clarify your intention and your desire. Okay, so that's important. When you walk into a Zoom, you are actually changing people's lives. So you have that intention, and so it will impact the quality of your sharing. Okay, so that I invite you to get that part.
Well, that's what I used to say. I want to share it to my friends, but now I want to share it because of life changes for everybody.
There you go. Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, it's a matter of life. Okay, all right. Do we want to have another person? Any last impression? Okay. Uh, I'm very grateful that you guys have spent, almost 3 hours today. I know your time is precious to you. Each of us have a limited, lifespan, and every moment that you are spending your life in a Zoom with me, it is you giving me part of your life. Okay, so I'm very touched by it. I'm honored by it, and especially those of you who interact, whether you're speaking or you're typing in the chat. I'm very grateful for Dr. Fan, chị Thanh, chị Tâm Phúc, or the courage, chị Vân, the courage that you guys have taken to speak up, to share your own being. Okay, you put ourselves out there. That is a gift that you are giving to us. Okay, the gift of your presence, the gift of your heart, the gift of your spirit, and the gift of your position. Okay, and because of that, we are engines of value creation, and I'm very honored by it. I'm going to record this. I'll put it on the, the video, the YouTube, and then you guys can review it. Okay, and all of you have joined the group, right? Joined this group. So let me just post this group one more time. The link, the Telegram to this group. Telegram to this group is okay. So this is a. Let's post this on the chat. So if you haven't had a chance to join this group, go ahead and do so. Invite other people. Okay, take some initiative to invite other people so that they can enjoy the kind of transformative education and the kind of serenity, honoring, gratitude, and all that stuff that we have. Yeah. Okay. See you on middle of the week, or see you. Tomorrow I will be interpreting for the mentor class. Okay, so see you guys tomorrow, if not in the middle of the week or next weekend. Bye bye.
Thank you, Frank.
Take care.
Have a good weekend. Have a good weekend, everybody.
Thank you,
Thank-
Thank you, everybody. Good night and have a good day.
Yeah.
Thank you. Have a good day, everyone.
Bye.
Okay, Frank. Thank you, everyone.
Recording stopped.